Good morning, good morning. It is April 23rd, 8:01 in the morning, right? And like always, right? About to get a quick little workout in before work, you know? And yeah. You know, I've been taking the chill on the workout. I worked out the other day. I didn't record it though. I was at a park, you know, just a little calisthenics park. But yeah, as far as the workout, bro, the same old, bro. Like I said, push-ups, pull-ups, and dips. It's nothing crazy. Like I always say, man, my workout tends to be the same, right? So let's go down here. Let's get some push-ups in real quick. Get some push-ups in. You know, it's important for you to as men, young men, you know, and whatnot, it's important for at least for me, you know, to always maintain like a good like stay in physical shape, you know what I mean? And like, don't get me wrong, right? I don't mean it like, bro, you gotta have a six-pack, you gotta this and that. Nah, bro, I'm just saying, as a man, you gotta be active. You gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have too much time to your hands, or if you have too much time in your hands, you know what I mean? It's as men and as young men, it's very easy for us to misguide and misdirect all that into things that just ain't good for us. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Having a well-balanced life is always good, you know? So yeah, and not only on the physical, bro, on the mental as well. Having a strong mental game it plays a big role. It plays a big role in your everyday life as well, you know? So, and then by that too, like, that's what I'm saying, right? Like sometimes, man, because our own minds can be our downfall, you know what I mean? Our own actions can lead us and beat us. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's not. Sometimes, and that's what I'm saying, like, also too, about accountability, man. Being accountable for what you do in life, you know what I mean? And stop like trying to blame somebody. Like, don't get me wrong, I know that we all have a past and we all have like some type of trauma, you know what I mean? But it gets to a point where just going and blaming the next person, it don't cut it no more, right? You gotta check yourself. You gotta pay attention to what it is that you're doing in life. Yeah, it gets to the point where all that blaming and complaining, it just eventually, it don't cut it. It don't work anymore, you know what I mean? It don't cut it and it don't work no more, you know? It's time to really look at, like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? You know? What is it that I want out of my life? And what is it that I'm doing wrong? And what is it that I need to just, you know what I mean? Just, there's certain things, right? And I don't want to talk about, like, you know, like I said, there's certain things that I know for sure that from what I know now and from the experiences that I've been through and from what I'm going through today in this day, I know for a fact that I will never go back to certain things. And that's for sure. That's for sure. Because if you take the time to really understand what these things do, and because there's a lot of things that are involved as far as like, you know, as far as just with simple, like, you know, like I always said, these are just examples, right? I don't know, with even just like indulging in marijuana, I know that if I do those things, I know, because also all those things that you do, whether it's, you know, like I said, I don't know, they put you in a mindset. They put you in a certain mindset, and now all you do is bad decision after bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. You got to pay attention to those things, right? And all these things start with one. It starts with self, and from self, bro, it's like a domino effect, and it just goes around you, right? It goes around you. So you got to always be careful. Also too, one bad decision leads to another, and it's the same thing. It's a domino effect, right? So be careful. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to what is good for you. Pay attention to what is not good for you. You know what I'm saying? Cut those things off. And I get it. Sometimes these certain things can have you like, bro, like in a headlock, right? But if you know, and everything starts with like a little seed, right? You plant that little seed in your head, and then you work at it. You water that seed a little bit every day, every single day. You know what I mean? Push-ups. That's all I'm saying, right? Because you got to understand, right? Life is so good, right? Life is so good. But at the same time, you got to pay attention to life is what you make it. You make and shape your life with the decisions that you make and that you take. Also, too, another thing, bro. Like I said, there's good people out there, right? There is good people. But you will know. You'll gravitate to people that are like on the same, you know what I mean? If you're lucky, you know? But at the same time, bro, you go to work, bro, and you mind your business, bro. Do your job, bro, and go home, bro. Same thing, right? You respect everybody's space, everybody's stuff, you know what I mean? And just, bro, when you out here, bro, mingling with people, ain't nothing wrong with it, right? But you'll know who's for you, who's not for you. And if that's what you want. Another thing, bro, just go out here, bro, do your job, bro, do what you gotta do, come back home, enjoy your time with your family, bro, and just mind your business, bro. You don't understand how just simply minding your business, bro, how much of a, because it's a peace thing, right? You got to keep your peace, you know what I'm saying? And when you start mingling with a lot of people, bro, and you give a lot of people access to you, like, bro, that could tend to just kind of mess the balance up in your life if you're paying attention, or if you know what I mean? It's balance, bro. It's balance. It's knowing how to balance your life yourself, bro. That's all it is, bro. It ain't nothing like, it ain't rocket science, you know what I mean? Figure out what you want for your life, bro, and that's it. Figure out what you want in life. And then also too, like I always say, right? We make life hard on ourselves. For whatever reason, bro, we do that to ourselves. We gotta stop blaming, or at least, you know, everybody, me or whatever. I gotta stop blaming that, oh, they didn't want to help me. So they didn't want to help me. So with them not wanting to help me, but then at the same time, it's like, bro, you didn't want to help yourself. You didn't want to help yourself. Because it gets to the point, like I tell you about accountability, about stop looking for the next person to help you. When are you gonna help yourself? You know what I'm saying? When are you gonna help yourself? When are you gonna stop making the wrong choice? You know what I'm saying? When are you gonna stop putting those things down that are affecting you, that are hurting you? You know what I'm saying? It gets to that point. And like, don't get me wrong, it's always good to have help, and it's always good to have the support. You know what I mean? But I said it before, and I'll say it again, bro. People aren't obligated to help you, right? They're not. It gets to the point, bro, where it's like, bro, you gotta really pay attention to what it is you're doing. What are you doing to help you? You know what I'm saying? Do you know that, or not? Do you know that? That when you do X, Y, and Z, bro, do you know if that's helpful to your life? Pay attention to the things that are really, bro, because a lot of, like I said, right, we participate in the things, bro, in the very things, bro, that are harming us, that are hurting us. Not only us, bro, our families, you know what I'm saying? We participate in those things, right, not knowingly, but like I always tell you guys, like, I don't want to say it like, oh, it's okay, right? It's okay if you have a plan and if you have the willpower to get out of those things, right? You know? You gotta want to get out of those things, right? Because like I always tell you, right? How is it that I want, or how is it that somebody wants? How is it that I want for the next person to not go through the things that they're going through more than the person that's going through them? You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean it like, I'm just saying, right? Like I said, man, it gets to the point where where you gotta stop making excuses for yourself. It gets to the point where you gotta stop making excuses for yourself, and you gotta start putting action behind the words. You gotta start putting action behind the thoughts. You gotta start putting action behind the words that you're speaking. You know what I'm saying? Because actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? How is it that you want to stop drinking alcohol, but you continue to drink alcohol? And like, don't get me wrong, it's trial and error. Everything is trial and error, right? Because in order for me, like I said, it's been a few years. It's been a few years since I've drank and since I've consumed marijuana and stuff like that, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, bro, I'm not perfect, right? And it's easier. The battles get easier. But it's like how they say in the Bible, dog. It's like a dog returning to his own vomit. Man, I'm telling you, bro, when you put something away, let it go and put it away and don't ever go back to it. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, man, we're not perfect, right? We're not perfect, and we fall short, or at least I fall short of the glory, you know what I mean? All the time, right? But acknowledging when you're wrong, it's like probably the most critical step. acknowledging that you got a problem, acknowledging that you need to stop doing whatever it is that you need to. When you acknowledge your wrongdoings, that's where it all starts. That's where it all starts. And it's never too late. Whatever situation you going through, you can get out. Now it takes time. You gotta give time for sure. But nobody's perfect, bro. Nobody's perfect, bro. Don't look at these people like they perfect, bro. Because everybody makes mistakes, right? It don't matter what job, it don't matter what position they got, bro. Even people that are, bro, even not to say any, bro, the judges, they make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, right? Everybody makes mistakes. Because at the end of the day, we're all just human beings. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, have you a balance? Because not only is your physical health important, also to your mental health is probably even more important than anything else, right? Because if you're not right up here, everything else won't be right. It has to start up here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you're going through, that you put yourself through, it's okay. It's okay, right? It's okay. The thing about it is, it ain't how you fail, but it's how you pick yourself back up, bro, and how you continue and how you just move forward with life. And then see, this is the thing, right? We tend to put ourselves in these situations, you know what I mean? Okay, I get it and I understand, right? What is it that you want for your life? Do you want to continue to make these mistakes and go down this road? Or do you want better? Like I said, right? It isn't just speaking it. It's speaking it, it's action, and it's embodying what it is that you want out of life. Creating, setting the tone, setting the environment for what you want in life. Me personally, like I said, right? I just want to go out here, bro, go to work, mind my business, bro, come home, and that's it. And enjoy my family, right? That's it. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Like I said, I've made mistakes and I continue to make mistakes, right? And it's just unfortunate, right? But this is life. We all got to go through it, right? We all got to go through it. But I will tell you one thing for sure, right? I'll tell you one thing for sure. I'll tell you what I'll never do. I'll never go back to being the person that I was, right? And it's trial and error. But now I know, and now I see and realize that sometimes if we don't take accountability for our actions, because ultimately we decide what it is that we're gonna do. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all it is, man. And like I said, man, the reason that I talk like this, the reason that I'm talking the way that I'm talking, right, is because I have stirred up a little bit of mess in my life at the moment, you know. But I know that I know that this too shall pass. I know that this too shall pass, and whatever it is that you're going through, this shall pass. You know what I mean? And it will be better. There has to be a storm. There has to be a storm before it could get cloudy, before the sun could come up and shine on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that sometimes, you know? It is what it is, right? But the thing is, you gotta ride with it. You gotta roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were man enough to go do whatever it is that you were, you know, you gotta accept the responsibility of what's to come and the repercussions of whatever it is. Because like I said, every action has a reaction out here. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, if you wake up with another beautiful day, with air in your lungs, you know, with that will to live, with the will to want to live and want to progress, you got it. You gonna be good. You gonna be good. Trust me. And remember, bruh, boring is good, bruh. Boring is good, bruh. Boring is good, bruh. You don't need to be doing all these extra wild things, bruh. Nah, bruh. Boring is good, bruh. Be bored and be safe, bruh. You know what I mean? That's it. Boring is good, bruh. Life is what you make it, right? Bruh, you don't need to go out here seeking no adventure, bruh. Because if you'll seek, you will find, bruh. Trust me. Trust me, man. Y'all be safe, man. Take care of your family, man. Take care of the people that love you. Spend time with them. You know what I mean? And I get it, right? Because sometimes, bruh, with these problems, I just want to be alone. But it's like, nah, bruh. Enjoy the time, the loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't take things for granted, bruh. Peace.